Today is November 5th, which means the Great Journey operation has finally arrived in Halo Infinite, bringing with it a ton of new content. Which of course includes the new MA5K Avenger SMG, which is insanely fun to use. I've only used it a little bit in training mode, but this thing absolutely shreds. Third-person firefight is also here. I'm yet to try it out, but it does look really fun. And this should also mean that you can start to use third-person in various custom game modes too. We have the brand new Delta Arena playlist, which is supposed to have much more of a classic feel, having no sprint, no clamber, none of the advanced movement, but also the new MA5K is the starting weapon of this playlist. There is friendly player collisions, and it also features a bunch of Forge-made classic maps. Aside from that, there is obviously quite a few returning and brand new shop cosmetics, a refresh on the exchange, and a brand new operation pass, all of which we'll be going over today. So without wasting any more time, let's jump straight in. So first of all, let's go over the returning items, starting with Strong Iris. This is a weapon coating that costs 300 credits, and you get it for all of your weapons. It's decent, and it's not terribly priced either, but let's move on. Following on from that, we have the Disruptive Measurements bundle. This coating is also completely cross-core, available on all your weapons, and only costs 300 credits, which is a huge decrease because I think originally this cost either 1,500 or 1,200 credits, and you only got it for 5 guns, but now you get it for everything, and it only costs 300. The Security Gen 3 bundle is also back on the store, now back for 900 credits. You get the Oppressor Mark II helmet attachment, the Security Gen 3 helmet, the Master Chief Gen 2 Mark 6 shoulder pads, the Macro Spline chest attachment, the Project Casclume wrist attachment, the Pattern Shift armor coating, and the Cyan Sky visor. Also, I do apologize if you can hear a bunch of fireworks outside. It's currently bonfire night or Guy Fawkes Day here in the UK. But anyway, for 900 credits, I don't think this bundle is terribly priced at all. You do get some pretty nice armor pieces here, and this bundle is actually on the cheaper side. Next up, we have the Cestus bundle. This gives you the helmet of the same name alongside its attachment. You also get a pair of shoulder pads here, the X800 plate chest attachment for the Mark 7, the Striker's gloves for the Mark 7, you also get the S-plate utility piece, the Sunrise Showdown armor coating, the Vicious Sidekick weapon model for the sidekick, which looks really good, Glibnub's Deal weapon coating, and the Frozen Conflict visor. Overall, the only thing in this bundle that I think I'm really that interested in is the weapon model, and that alone is obviously not worth 1,800 credits, and I think overall this bundle is definitely quite overpriced. I do think you get some good stuff here, but I think it should be broken up into 2 sets. I think if the armor itself costs 1,200 and then you get the sidekick with its coating for 500, that wouldn't seem anywhere near as bad, even though that would technically work out only 100 credits cheaper. But yeah, I definitely think this bundle is on the pricier side. Next up, we have the Vakara Bread bundle. This gives you the Far Horizon stance and the Glass Hound weapon coating for all of your weapons. This costs 500 credits. Just 200 more than the other 2 coating bundles we spoke about today, but of course this one does actually come with a stance. It's not the best offer, but we've seen much worse. The Firefall helmet is also back, costing 400 credits. This is 300 credits cheaper than its original price of 700, but 200 credits more of its cheapest price being 200 credits during the winter update. Either way, this helmet for 400 credits isn't a terrible offer. Following on from that, we have the Revian Werewolf shoulder pads back for 600 credits. I think just one set of shoulders for 600 is definitely overpriced, and I'm pretty sure these only released for 350. They're decent, but I wouldn't expect anyone to want to pay 600 credits for them. The next bundle is Meditative State. This is back for 600 credits, but in this bundle you get a cross-core armor coating being Expressive Soul. You also get the Imperial Crest helmet attachment for the base Yoroi helmet. You get the Mirror Tail stance and the Black Opal weapon charm. Overall, in terms of value compared to the shoulder pads we just spoke about, this is definitely much better. And considering we've seen coatings on their own sold on the store for anywhere up to 800 credits, if not more in some cases, this doesn't seem like that poor of a price. Next up, we have the return of the Soldier armor set back for 1,200 credits. Again, cheaper than its original price, but not as cheap as it was during the winter update. Here you have the Liberty Rig chest attachment for the Mark 7, the Tahuna Sands armor coating, the Soldier helmet, alongside the Basil attachment. This attachment I do like because it is compatible on a decent amount of Mark 7 helmets. You also get the Mithril visor. You also get a pair of shoulder pads here, the Ordnance Pack mic utility piece, and the Rocket Rescue stance. Overall, for 1.2k, not a bad price. I do think this should be the standard for armor sets. I can justify them costing a little bit more if they do come with extra stuff, and I do think Soldier is probably one of the better armor sets in the game, at least for this pricing. Next up, we have the return of the Anubis armor set, also back for 1,200 credits. In this bundle, you get the Arctic Void armor coating, the Anubis helmet, which is probably one of the best helmets in the game. I don't think that's a hot take. You also get the Buckingham visor, the Ephraim shoulder pads, you get the Type SP knee pads, the Sabertooth helmet attachment, and the Vigilant Watch stance. You do technically get one less item here in comparison to the Soldier armor set, so I do think Soldier is better in terms of value. Anubis doesn't come with a chest attachment, which is kind of disappointing, but I do prefer some of the armor pieces that are available here. I prefer the helmet and I do prefer the shoulder pads. Anyway, that is all of the returning items out of the way, so let's move on to the new stuff. We have 3 new main bundles to talk about today, and there is also a super bundle, which also comes with its own unique armor pieces. First of all, let's cover Wartime Requisition. This gives you the XM55H helmet, and this looks really nice. It also comes with its uptick helmet attachment. I'm yet to check if this is compatible on any other Mark 7 helmets, but I've seen that it might be usable on things like Firefall. You also get the Model 48 shoulder pads, which are decent, the M532 plate chest attachment, the ULAP utility piece, the Type MI knee pads, the Pixel camouflage armor coating, which is pretty cool, and the podium finish stance. I know this stance has been in the game for quite a while, but I don't actually know if this is the first time it's officially released. Part of me recalls this being a Twitch drop or something along those lines at some point, or maybe in another store bundle, but I could just be misremembering because it's been visible in the menu for such a long time. Overall though, this bundle does cost 2,000 credits, which I do think is very overpriced for just this one armor set. Again, we've just been looking at things like Soldier and Anubis, which are much older in comparison, but I think in terms of the overall value, they are much better bundles. The armor here is really cool, but they shouldn't cost this much money. Especially when our next bundle, Orbitan, has the same amount of items but is 200 credits cheaper. Still overpriced, but cheaper in comparison. This is actually the return of the Helio Skrill helmet, a fan favourite from Halo 5. And it also comes with the Stormclaw mask attachment, which makes it look much more like the Arbiter. You get the Helio Skrill Pauldron shoulder pads, which are really cool, the Helio Skrill harness chest attachment, the Helio Skrill Qusei utility piece, some Helio Skrill knee pads, and the Risk Explorer armor coating, which is also obviously based on the Arbiter, and then you get the Reclaimed Wings armor effect. These are interesting, but I don't know if they'd be one that I ever actually use. However, the rest of the armor set is pretty damn incredible, but again, I don't think it should cost as much as it does. And the talk of the town this week will definitely be our next bundle, Rocket Reclaimer, which gives you the Master Chief Mark 6 armor kit, of course based on his appearance in Halo 2/Halo 2 Anniversary. You also get the Green Man armor coating, the Veteran Spanker weapon model, and the Veteran Metal weapon coating. But this bundle costs 2,600 credits, I believe, making it the most expensive armor kit in the game. Of course, it does come with a weapon model, so I get why it would cost more, but I don't think it should cost this much. I think if this did cost the typical 2,200 that we've seen from every other armor kit, that wouldn't be anywhere near as bad in comparison. But now you do have to buy more than just the 2,200 credits in order to buy this, which kind of sucks. The kit itself, does look incredible. However, there is a couple of inaccuracies with the coating. For example, he shouldn't have a black brim, and the shoulders are slightly offset, which is just a little bit agitating. But as I've said, the kit does look amazing. Of course, I'm a sucker for Master Chief in general. And the fact that it's specifically called the Master Chief Mark 6 kit gives me a slight bit of copium that we could see some form of Mark 6 armor core released eventually in the future. However, I'd have no idea whether or not that'd be Gen 2 or one more so based on Halo 3 as opposed to Halo 2 Anniversary. Either way, it does suck that this armor set costs as much as it does, especially considering it's a kit, and to my knowledge you still can't change the helmet or shoulder pads of the kits, or use those pieces on your own Spartan. Anyway, finally we have the Super Bundle, which contains both Helio Skrill and the Mark 6 kit, but also comes with a couple of unique items, being the Oracle Augmenter shoulder pads and the Oracle Protocol chest attachments. This one, of course, being exclusive to the Chimera Core, but the shoulders being available on everything. The Super Bundle itself costs 3,900 credits, which would save you about 500 credits if you, of course, wanted to pick up both Helio Skrill and the Mark 6 kit, and of course, it does give you a couple of extra items too. However, that is also extremely highly priced, and it's kind of annoying that those exclusive Chimera pieces are locked behind this Super Bundle. It also sucks to see both Helio Skrill and the Mark 6 cost as much as they do. But, fortunately enough, there is some pretty cool free content to unlock. There is actually some pretty decent free stuff that we can unlock during this update, thanks to both the exchange and the new Operation Pass. Starting with the exchange, we've got the return of some of the items from the Tactical Ops event. Things like the Mark 5 Zeta helmet, the Scorpion Punch armor coating, even a couple of X-Twitch drops like Covenant Frontline is here. And that's pretty nice to see. And there is a couple of new items too, being the War Hero Weapon Charm, which is of course the Halo 2 Chief Helmet. The Thromelian Kuzi utility piece for the Mark 7 core. This one actually matches the armor set in the Operation Pass, and is a part of that armor set. And then you get the Light Spike Helmet attachment, which I'm assuming can be used on multiple Mark 7 helmets. This is one that has actually been visible in the files for quite some time, so it's cool to see it finally release. I know there's a couple of people that will be happy that we're just one step closer to Photis. So it does seem like a pretty decent update for the exchange overall. Of course, the Haunted Helmet is still there, and I'm assuming will be forever, I hope. And then we also have the Great Journey Operation Pass. Now, if you do want to purchase this, the 500 credit purchase bonus is the Veteran SRS-99 Sniper weapon model, which is of course the classic version of the sniper rifle. And this does come with its own weapon coating too. So 500 credits, pretty solid offer there. The first item you unlock in the Operation Pass is the Ultimate Blade Legend Weapon Charm, followed by some Spartan points. I'm not going to go over each time you unlock Spartan points. You'll see it in the video footage either way. You then get a couple of knee pads at tier 5. At tier 10, you get the chest attachment, being the Thromelian Harness. Tier 15 gives players the Cloak of Honor armor coating, with tier 18 earning you the Thromelian Spaulders shoulder pads. And finally, at tier 20, you get the Thromelian Helmet, which is of course based on Halfjaw, and you get the Predation Mask Helmet attachment. Not 100% sure how I feel about the attachment, but overall the armor set is pretty cool. It's probably some of the best Elite-themed armor, or Banished, or Covenant-themed armor that we've had in the game, and I'm pretty glad that this set is free. That paired up with the new gameplay content, the new stuff in Forge, and the new playlists, obviously the new weapon. Great Journey overall seems like a pretty solid update. Unfortunately, the new weapon actually can't be customized, which is a tiny bit disappointing. But to close things off, we've got this week's Spartan of the Week. Because of the MA5K releasing with this event, and that weapon often being associated with Spartans using the Mirage armor, I asked you for your best Mirage Spartans. We have a ton of really solid entries this week, starting off with this Halo 2 ODST inspired build from Delusive Man. We also have this Camo Mirage spawn from Jolly Cream. Volt Electric also submitted their Mirage build, and this looks pretty cool. And finally, we have this Athlon Mirage spawn from Meta Lose. Anyway, thank you for watching. Hopefully you will enjoy the Great Journey event. Let me know what you all think down in the comments, and I will catch you all in the next one.